Oh, it's still on that side of the street. Okay. Huh. Okay, if you catch the replay, it's time to do heels. It's time to do heels. We're gonna run the heels soon. We're gonna run the heels soon, and I say run the heels because I know somebody else won't run them. She'll show y'all a little mole heel that she's walking, but she ain't gonna run no heels. So we're gonna run the heels again soon. We haven't done that in like a couple of months. So we'll run the heels soon. Right now we'll just trot down. And we're trying not to trot because we're trying to make sure that we focus on the correct muscles that you should be focusing on when you go downhill. The same way you focus on the correct muscles that you should be focusing on when you walk uphill. You guys know I like to trot down the hill to get it done, but also because it feels good. But we're trying to walk, trying to get strides down the hill. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. As we walk, people are pulling out the Christmas decorations. Everybody doesn't have them all together yet, but they have pulled them out to the front yards, and you can tell they're going to be beautiful, as always. Some people just really love this time of year, not to go shopping and things like that, but just the celebration of it all. And of course, when you get together with family and friends, you go to your parties and stuff, you gotta buy something. But I mean, for many of us, that's not the purpose of doing all that. It's to spend money, even though we have to spend money. The purpose is just to truly and purely enjoy ourselves, our families, and our friends. And I hope that you guys got a chance to do that this weekend. Many of us have like a 4-day weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Today is Saturday, so get your rest. If you've been ripping and running, R&R, get your R&R, okay? If you rip and run, make sure you get your rest and relaxation. Mr. Switzerland, how are you? I remember. How you doing? Lord Lattels, Mr. Switzerland, thank you for stopping by again, saying hello. I remember you. How are you? How are you? I don't know. I don't think you guys celebrate Thanksgiving over there because, it's an American holiday. But, just in case you do, because I know many people do celebrate Thanksgiving even though they're not in America, okay? So if you do, I hope you had a wonderful holiday. That's great to hear. That's great. So if you do happen to celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a wonderful one. I hope you're getting ready for Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you're getting ready for Christmas. And everyone who doesn't celebrate the holiday, doesn't mean they have something against the holidays. Sometimes people just, sometimes people just don't like celebrating. Some people, it's hard to get them to celebrate their birthday. So, and to me, that's the holiday that everyone has. Everyone has a birthday, right? Some people just don't. They like to watch other people do it. They have nothing against the holidays. But then you do have those Debbie Downers, okay? You have the Debbie Downers that come along and they say the same old jazz, the same old. Well, it's not about that. We already know that, okay? We already know that. So if you can't offer me something new as to why you don't celebrate, I don't want to hear the old. We already know about, it's pagan, it's this, yada, yada, yada. We already know what you're going to say. So if you don't have anything new, then don't bring somebody else's holiday down, okay? The weather is changing. The time changed earlier this month. The weather is now changing for many people. For many people, it was still warm when November came in and the time changed. It didn't touch the weather. It was still warm. But we knew that it would eventually cool off. Even if it doesn't get really, really cold, in all places, it's going to cool off. So it's just amazing how even after October, after Halloween, it's still so warm in some places. So a great opportunity for you to continue to get up and get outside, right? And walk, jog, run, skip, hop, consistent movement. Go swimming, or too hot, swim indoors. Go mountain climbing. If you can, go skiing. Get on your treadmill, your elliptical, get on your stationary bike. Grab your bike and go to the park, right? Grab your kids, grab your spouse, grab your family members, your neighbors and friends. Play a game of touch football, tag football, baseball, softball, soccer, volleyball, something Just get up and move and keep moving and do it for 30 minutes minimum. Now, for those who have certain issues, maybe 10 minutes is good for you. 15 minutes is good for you. But if you are okay, you don't have any joint issues or any health issues that prevent you from doing so, move as much as your healthcare provider has given you permission to move, okay? Because regardless of what's going on, they want you to move. The degree of movement depends on your fitness level. That is the key. The degree of movement, the extent to which you move, depends on your fitness level, right? So that's when you consult your team, your healthcare team, your primary care forgiver, your primary healthcare provider, right? Right? Your doctor, your nurse practitioner, your physician's assistant. If you've had injuries in the past, some of you are still in touch with your physical therapist, your occupational therapist, right? Your fitness coach, your personal trainer, your specialty doctors, your psychologists, your psychiatrists, okay? Believe it or not, a lot of people need psychologists and psychiatrists, okay? They need psychotherapy, okay? So consult with them, especially if you have never exercised before or if it's been a long time and you want to restart. So you consult with them no matter what's going on, whether you're just beginning, whether you're restarting from a long break, whether you're changing your routine, right? Your exercises, your schedule, your plan, right? Whether you're just taking a break or whether you want to stop. See, we don't just want to talk with them in order to start. We want to talk to them if we want to stop, start. Okay. People are in town asking for directions. People are in town asking for directions, y'all. You have to pause because you never know what they're going to say. You never know what people will say. When they see you walking and they know that you're exercising and they pull up next to you, listen. It doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter if it's male or female, young or old or in between. Always make it obvious to them that you have a little friend in your pocket, okay? Always make it obvious to them that you have a little friend in your pocket. I do. So if they're coming to you with something sensible, it doesn't matter because they understand how people are. If they're coming to you with nonsense, guess what? They'll keep on moving. Once they see your little friend, they keep moving. So always keep your head on the swivel, whether you're outside or inside. We're going to be shopping, a lot of us, right? Protect your purses, protect your wallets, okay? I know men love to wear their wallets in the back pocket, okay? During the holidays, put your wallet in your front pocket. Put your wallet in your front pocket. You may feel like you'll know, but people are slick and people are professionals at what they do. So put your wallet in your front pocket, all right? Get you a man purse, all right? There are a lot of man purses that look manly. They look like men purses. Probably, looks like you're carrying a little backpack or something. Get you a man purse and put it as a crossbody. Make it a crossbody, all right? I see some men that wear it on, on the right shoulder and let it hang down. No, put it on your left and let it hang to the right. Put it on your right and let it hang to the left. Wear it as a crossbody. Just like women should. Most of us women, we know that. Wear it as a crossbody. Only take the things that are essential, your necessities, okay? Especially when you're out shopping. Only take the things that are essential. Because ladies know sometimes we have our purses and look, the bigger the purse is, the fuller it is. The bigger it is, the more we put in it. The bigger our purses are, the more we tend to put in them. But during the holidays, don't have those big heavy purses, ladies, okay? Get you a nice crossbody purse or just a simple wallet and stick it in your front pocket, all right? And make sure those pockets are deep. Make sure those pockets are deep. And keep your head on the swivel, not just when you're outside, but when you're inside as well, because people are slick, they are conniving, and they're cunning. A lot of times when you're in these stores, you're so tightly packed. Listen, I wait till certain hours because I can't stand that. I cannot stand to be tightly packed in a store. There is nothing I want to look for that's going to cause me to be tightly packed like that. Now, when you're younger and you have kids, there are certain things they want, and maybe even college kids, certain things that they want, and you will. Hey there, Minister Terry. How you doing? How was your Thanksgiving holiday? I hope that it was wonderful. I hope that you enjoyed yourself. I hope that you enjoyed your family and friends. And if you just stayed at home and chilled, guess what? That's good. That's good. Sometimes that's all we need to do, whether it's the holiday or not. We just stay at home, relax, and chill, right? Just stay at home, relax, and chill. Do something to stimulate your mind, right? You can read, do word puzzles, numbers puzzles, okay? Do something to stimulate. You guys know I always encourage you to get out and do an hour worth of cardiovascular activity, right? And I always name about 10 to 15 things you can do. And most of those things are free. And for the things that aren't free, like your treadmill, your bicycle, your stationary bicycle, your regular bicycle, your elliptical, once you make that long-term investment, it's kind of like it's free from then on out, right? Get you a good one, take care of it, keep it oiled, keep it checked, keep the batteries in, all right? Don't let it run when it shouldn't run. Protect your exercise equipment, and it will last a long time. Your Thanksgiving was great. I'm feeling great. I'm doing great. Come on, Minister Terry. Look, feeling great, doing great. All right, feeling great and doing great. I'm not claiming anything less, and you shouldn't. My Thanksgiving was great. I'm glad to hear that. That's good, good, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm wishing and hoping that everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. And again, you guys, keep your head swivel when you're out and about like this outside, or when you're grocery shopping, or when you're just Christmas shopping. Pay attention. Men, if you don't like the men purses, I understand. I totally get it. Just think about putting your wallet in the front, okay? Not in your back pocket, but in your front pocket. Because, yeah, you're not afraid. You're going to handle your business if you need to, if someone tries something. But the thing about it is people are so slick, sometimes you don't even know what they did, okay? So it's safer to keep your wallet in your front pocket, but especially all the time, but especially during the holidays, okay? Keep your wallet. Hey, Georgia girl, welcome, welcome, welcome. I can, thank you, Terry, thank you, I appreciate that. Because sometimes on this app, like, whoo, sometimes you'll lag, sometimes it'll be loading, and y'all won't know it, and I'll know it, and sometimes it'll be loading, and I won't know it, and you guys will know it. So thank you for letting me know that. Thank you, Georgia girl. She says, welcome everyone to the live. We must remember some people will steal the, woo, Minister Terry, will steal the stink off a mess. Come on now. You old school, you listen. That's an old school one, okay? They sure will. So keep your head on the swivel when you're outside like this, just walking, but also when you're grocery shopping, when you're Christmas shopping, okay? We want to talk about some safety tips. We're going uphill, guys. So I have just imagine someone pulling you up the hill, or better yet, imagine pushing yourself up the hill, okay? Sometimes we jog up the hill and we get it over with, right? Just imagine yourself going up the hill, all right? Up the hill until you make it to the top. If you can't jog, walk it, okay? Like I always tell you guys, the most important component of walking and talking is the walking, the movement. You don't have to talk. You don't have to talk. Talking, walking, and talking, just it's a sign of your fitness level, right? But if you don't want to talk, don't. Okay? Don't. The most important part is the walking, the movement. Thank you, Georgia girl. I will. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Especially when I have dark clothes on, I make sure to have on fluorescent socks. But today I don't have on fluorescent socks. But I have lights on my cap. I have lights on my cap. So I have lights on my cap. Kind of like when you ride your bicycle and you should have your reflectors. So when I walk and I know it's going to get dark, or I'm going to start, even when I start out and it's dark, I put on reflectors. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. Thank you, Lord, for coming in. Thank you, Georgia girl, every woman. Thank you, Minister Terry. Yes, yes. Because even though it's cool out here, I tend to have a light jacket. Because you get hot. Your body's core temperature heats up while you're walking, right? So you get hot. So you don't want to overheat. A lot of people don't realize that's why they catch colds sometimes. I know you have to come in contact with the cold virus, but when you overheat and allow your body to get too hot, it lowers your immune system a little bit, right? And that's when a cold can take advantage. That's when a cold can take it. Hey, Jordan. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Jay Jordan. How you doing, Jordan? How you doing? So again, we're talking about some safety tips for the holidays. A lot of people are shopping. You know, they shop for Black Friday. They're shopping the whole weekend. Some people didn't shop Black Friday because they didn't want the crowd, right? And some people were protesting. They did not shop Black Friday because, you know, they're protesting the administration. If he acts like he doesn't care if our kids have this and that, and if we have our usual Christmases and holidays, people decided to protest, right? And a lot of people did not shop Black Friday. And if they did, they kept it to the things that were necessary that they probably forgot to get, or they kept it to Black-owned business. So however you did it, I salute you for doing it the way that you did it. Because people nowadays, they don't feel like protests work. The reason the protests don't work is because people aren't strong like our forefathers were, our ancestors were. They're not strong enough to stick to it. They let their wants and desires overpower their needs, right? They let their wants and their desires overpower their needs. Whatever they had on sale for Black Friday, guess what? It's going to be on sale the rest of the month of December, okay? And whatever they had on sale, it's already overly priced. So they're bringing it back down to a price that's still too much. But you feel like it's a deal because lately everything has skyrocketed, okay? So now some people just like it. I like getting out there and it's the season, you know, looking and stuff like that. And I'll get the things that aren't in high demand that I can use. But this Black Friday, no, I didn't. I participated in the blackout, okay? I participated in that. The non-shopping for Black Friday. Thank you guys for speaking to each other. Minister Terry says she isn't sure her. Right. You guys, you have to protect your privacy as much as you can. Because a lot of times that's the first thing people come in there talking about. And honestly, they shouldn't even have to say, they shouldn't even say that. They know that once we get on these apps, the app, your live has the potential to reach the masses, right? It may only be 3 or 4 people in the chat. You don't know who's going to catch the replay. And I don't know why the apps will sometimes even put it on your live. So you have to be very careful with things like that. You have to be very careful with things like that. And with one of the pet peeves, people jumping on there, where are you from? Where you from? Shoot, where you from? Where are you? Where you going? Do you know where you're going? Do you like the things in life is showing you? Where are you going? Stop asking people their stuff. Georgia girl says, hey Jordan. She says, I know. She says, we must remember you can have a short-term gain and suffer a long-term loss. Uh, we must remember a night in heaven. Ooh, ooh. Well, Minister Terry, listen. Sometimes, you know how like when we were growing up, and not just when we were growing up, but even adults, you can let them know, then you gotta let it go. You can let them know, then you gotta let them go. Y'all ever find yourself telling somebody something over and over again, and they don't listen? Now, of course, our children in general, because it takes a village, right? You are supposed to continue to plant every seed you can when it comes to right and wrong, even if you know you're doing a whole bunch of wrong yourself, right? Because that's what comes with that, testimonies and wisdom. So our kids, the first thing a lot of them say is, well, that you lived your life, and they are right, because many of us said it to our parents and our aunties and our grandparents. But what did they do? They still dropped those words of knowledge, right? They still dropped it. And guess what? Even if it seems like people aren't listening, it's sticking. It's sticking. Now, everybody's going to go through what they go through, right? But when you think those words of knowledge aren't working, it may not work for everyone, but most of the times it's sticking, especially to the ones that you know and love and who know that you truly love them. The first thing they like to say is, well, you lived your life, you did this and you did that. And that's why I will never be a hypocrite to younger people. Now, when they're just outright doing wrong, of course, we need to stand on it, whether they want to hear it or not. But we did do our bad. We did do our wrong. Some more than others, some not so much. But we said the same thing they said. Mama, Daddy, you got to let me live. I got to see. It may not work that way for me. And that's the truth. But as long as we have dropped the seed, and that's what, whether it's your children, whether it's young adults, whether it's people, our peers, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. As long as you have dropped your seed, that's all you can do. So again, guys, today I'm talking about safety and just, men. I know a lot of you guys don't like the men purses, okay? But some of you guys do like the ones that look manly, okay? Don't wear them on one side. Ladies, wear your crossbodies. Guys, with your man purses, wear your crossbodies, okay? If you don't like purses at all, keep your wallet in your front pocket. Keep your wallets in your front pocket. Protect your credit cards, okay? Protect your credit. Yes, Georgia girl, I know I do. Looking back, and listen, it didn't take me too long to look back either, right? In my early 20s, I started seeing and understanding what they were talking about. You do. We got to go through our own stuff, and we get our own little knocks and bruises, but you start to realize what they're talking about, okay? And sometimes it doesn't stop people from doing what they do. Yeah, I thought that was a big frog. These frogs be out here hopping like crazy. Sometimes it doesn't stop us from doing what we do because like we said, we're going to do our thing. But a lot of times we go through some things and then we look back and we think that's what mama was talking about. That's what daddy was talking about. That's what grandmama was talking about, But hey, God covers us all, but you got to have faith and you got to confess that you do believe. So y'all know how that goes. I'm not going to preach on here because, I ain't just right just. And even preachers know. They'll tell you themselves they're not just right just. But it comes a time in our lives when we have to, hopefully change for the best. Not be perfect, but change for the best. Not be perfect, but change for the best. So your wallets, okay, your credit cards. Let me tell y'all, I don't know if you guys have heard the stories, but sometimes when I've heard people say that they're in the grocery store and they may take out their American Express or their MasterCard. And if they have a Visa in their wallet, that sometimes they have been charged on the Visa card. Have you guys heard that? Sometimes they have been charged on the Visa card. So if you can sometimes get these little covers from your bank. that you can protect your debit cards and you can protect your credit cards. Slide them in that cover. Because you know, these people are something else. These thieves and crooks are something else. Slide them, use those little things that they give you at the bank to put your debit card in to protect them. They're protector, they're card protectors. Okay? And then ask them for a couple of more if you have like a credit card. Put them in there. And you can also buy those little wallets that protect your information as well. You can go in the store that have these little wallets that protect your information. You can buy those and put all of your cards in there. And if you can't do either of those things, guess what? Most of us have aluminum foil in our kitchen, right? You can go in your kitchen, get aluminum foil, and wrap your credit cards in them. Okay? Wrap your credit cards in aluminum foil. Yes, and don't care what nobody say, okay? Because you're protecting yourself, your information, and your situation. Okay? You can wrap them and then just take them out when you get ready to use them. I'm gonna slow down a little bit so I can pay attention because you guys know sometimes I'll miss comments because again, you got to keep your head on a swivel. You have to watch your surroundings. And I'm telling you guys, it's the holiday season. People are hurting for money. They're hurting for necessities. And some people are just hurting for the things that they just want. Okay? It doesn't matter what's going on with the economy. You're going to always have some of those who will take and steal. Okay? So men and women, if you have wallets, keep them in your front pockets. Of course, women, keep them in your purses. If you don't like to carry a purse, keep them in your front pocket or in a little light crossbody. Okay, guys, so some of you guys, if you don't want to carry what's called a man purse, you can carry a crossbody like a little workout bag. Okay, and keep your stuff right there in front of you. And wrap your credit cards. If you don't have those credit card protectors, wrap your credit cards. And as always carry you a little bit of something to protect yourselves, okay? Always carry you something to protect yourself. Wink, wink. Y'all know who I'm talking about, okay? There are a lot of things you can purchase to protect yourselves, okay? Some people, they purchase those things on the lighter end, and some people go to the heavy end. So whichever makes you feel comfortable, that's what you do. So let me slow down a little bit so I can read the comments. Judge Girl says, I appreciate it. Yes, Judge Girl, we have to appreciate those words of wisdom. When we were younger and we were hearing them, we knew that they were for our good even then. But sometimes we still sneaked and did something we didn't have any business doing. We still got away from the house and did something we shouldn't have done. We still, even if we had jobs, we did some things that were questionable or that we were trying to get away with. Maybe you didn't clock out. Something kind of simple like that. That's something simple, honestly. Maybe you didn't clock out and you went over to the Kentucky Fried Chicken and you know you're supposed to clock out on your break. You know you're supposed to. They've told you why. But sometimes you don't do what you're supposed to do. Okay? That's any and everybody. Okay? Some people more than others. Some people less than others. Minister Terry says, we must remember nobody came out of the womb knowing everything. Come on. Nobody came out knowing everything. Nobody. We must remember an experience is a failure if you didn't learn anything from it. Exactly. Learn from your experiences, use them as testimonies, and guess what? We got to use them to pass them on to our kids and other people's kids. The same way our parents and grandparents and aunties and uncles and the elders, teachers, principals, whoever is in your life that's considered an elder, the same way they meant it for your good. When you get of a certain age, and not so old, okay? If you have your first child at 18, by the time you're 28, some of those same lessons that they were telling us that we didn't want to hear at 18 and 19, we're imparting those words of wisdom into our kids because we only want what's best for them, right? We want what works to keep them out of trouble and to keep them on the right path, right? We must remember change is more than metal and paper is your, okay? Okay, George Girl says that's true. Radio frequency identification swapping. Some people carry around RFID shielded wallets to prevent people from silently stealing their credit card. And that's what they have to have. Get you a couple of them. They're not very expensive. You check it, make sure it's a good one, the right one. I forgot what the symbol is, but there's a symbol on it letting you know if it's a good one. And you put your credit cards in there. Okay, and it protects your information. You put your debit cards in there and it protects your information. And we're talking about this because it's the holiday season, but you should do this always. You should do this always. I know most of us, we grab our wallets, right? We go into the little pocket and you pull your credit card out. Get you one of those credit card holders, okay? The RFID, Minister Terry put it in there, okay? He put the actual name of it in there. But if it's easier for you to remember, it's just a credit card protector. It protects your information. Get it and put your cards in it and put it in your wallet. Put it in your purse if you carry a purse. And sometimes if you don't carry a purse, sometimes that little protector is all you need. Put it in your front pocket. Put it in your front pocket. Right? And if you don't have one of those, or if you, because you know how it is. They aren't very expensive. But as soon as you go to look for something in the store, you can't find it, right? So if you don't have one of those, again, you can get them from your bank. You can get the little sleeves from your bank. But usually the sleeve that you get from the bank can only hold one card, maybe two. So what you can also do, home solution, grab your Reynolds aluminum foil or your Great Value or whatever you got, okay? Tear it and wrap your cards in that. Wrap your cards in that, all right? And it'll help too. Wrap your cards in that and it'll help too. And if you don't believe me, just look it up on YouTube, okay? Look it up on YouTube. My bank let me know. And usually sometimes you just haven't heard of something until someone tells you about it. So my bank let me know. But then as soon as my bank let me know, I start seeing it everywhere. Protect your credit card and debit card information. Protect it, protect it, protect it. Okay? So it has been 37 minutes, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me in this live. It's the holidays. Listen, I try not to be on here during the holidays. Look, during the holidays, you're supposed to be spending time with your family and friends. These apps are great and wonderful, but I give them a little bit of a break during the holidays. Like I walk, I don't have to go live to walk because I'm going to walk for my health and wealth anyway, right? Health, wealth, and fitness. They say that your health is your wealth. What do I say over here in Lions Pride? Your health and fitness are your wealth, right? Your health and fitness are your wealth. You can be as healthy as an ox when you go to the doctor. All of your labs look great. But how do you feel when you walk up 5 flights of stairs? How do you feel if you have to park? You know how Walmart has the gas station, Sam's, usually right there. How do you feel when you have to park up there and walk all the way down to Walmart? All right? How do you feel physically and mentally? It may not even be physical. It may just be you don't want to do it. But if you get that exercise in, you get those steps in, you take those deep breaths in and out, you inhale and you exhale. Inhale that good old O2. Exhale that CO2 and other gaseous waste, okay? So how do you feel? How is your fitness level, right? So over here, your health and your fitness are your wealth, right? You can feel great, but you don't remember the last time you went to the doctor just to get a regular checkup. You're feeling great, but go to the doctor to make sure that everything is good, okay? All right? Yes, definitely. Banks will definitely alert you. Yes, banks will alert you when there's fraudulent activity. And they listen, George girl, you could be about to use your card and you can't even use it because somebody else has fraudulently tried to use your card and had your stuff shut down. And you're so thankful. You're so thankful that the bank can identify and pick up on it. But then it's so annoying to know that somebody's trying to get your information. It's so annoying to know that somebody's trying to get your information. But it is such a good thing that banks and credit cards, they will pick up on that. They identify the attempts of fraud and they will let you know, hey, we have shut your card down because of yada, yada, yada. Or if you're trying to get into your online banking and you make too many mistakes, they're going to shut you down. They're going to shut you down. So be happy for that. But even though we have all these different ways of trying to protect our information, guess what? Somebody somewhere is still gaining access into somebody's stuff. It's crazy. I know someone got my debit card. See? And that's why I typically like the debit card is very handy. But some things that you do, certain places that you shop, you should use your credit card. Because that credit card is going to make your funds available immediately. When they know that somebody's doing some tricky stuff, a lot of times with the bank, they got to do the investigation. They got to do this, they got to do that. And it's like, hold on. Now, some banks have gotten to a point where if you have certain types of protection, I guess. And I'm like, I don't understand it with the banks because they're FDIC insured, right? But credit cards are Johnny on the spot. With credit cards, they're gonna let you know, okay, we shut this down. They tried to take this, but don't worry about it. Your card's not affected. Or if it makes you feel safer, we will send you a new one. But with the bank, oh my gosh, they catch it, thank God. But then sometimes you have to wait, especially if they get a lot. You have to wait until they do the investigation and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I know someone got my debit card and the bank, yeah, they're gonna let you know. They're gonna let you know. They're definitely gonna let you know. But it's I don't want to say the wrong ones, but there are, because I have it. I keep it on my magnetic board. There are certain purchases that you should make with a credit card, and then there are certain purchases that are okay to make with your debit card. Because people put their money in the bank, it should be right there. You shouldn't have to be deciding, okay, can I pay for this with a card, or is it best for me to pay it with that card? Like, you can pay it with whichever, but there are certain purchases that are better to use your credit card. I know that if you go to the gas pump, it is much better to use your credit card. It is safer, much better to use your credit card. Not that they won't be able to get the information, but the credit card companies work faster. They work a little bit differently. So pay attention when your banks alert you. Catch the emails when you can. See, that's the thing with me. I'm bad, y'all, about my emails. Anybody who has emailed me knows I'm bad about I'm bad about checking my emails. I have tried to get better. I said what I'm gonna do. I've said this before, and guess what? I didn't do it because we're not perfect, right? But I said what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start trying to check, because y'all, sometimes I have work emails, okay? I have personal emails. And then you have emails for your social media. So that can become a lot sometimes, trying to check all those emails. Shoot. So I'm going to try, work has to be checked every day. That's how you make your living. You better check those work emails. But like the personal emails, I'm going to try to schedule those. Kind of like when I schedule watching people on the apps on YouTube and stuff. Try to have like a set day where if you've missed somebody, because see, a lot of times people, they fuss about support. But a simple way, if you feel like somebody's never supporting you and you're always supporting them, well, listen, it's so many of us, it's going to feel like that sometimes. So what I do is I pick a couple of days out of the week. See, I only support so many people anyway, because it's not reciprocated. Y'all know what reciprocated means, right? It's not returned to you. So if they support me, I know those lists that support me. So I take a couple of days, or if I'm just happen to be at work and I'm just cruising the streets, I give them a comment, I leave a comment, I share them out. But I don't share out a lot of people, because that gets that they don't return the favor, right? I share out those who I know will not necessarily share me out, because I don't really care about being shared out. Because sometimes you get shared out and you get crazies. You get people that come over acting crazy. And for some reason, they won't act crazy in the person's chat who shared you out. But they'll come in your chat and try to think it's sweet to act a fool. And then when you show them that it ain't sweet, they leave saying you mean. I ain't mean, but you can't come over here talking no gibberish, okay? You just can't come over here talking no gibberish. Especially when I see, it's kind of like little kids, right? Like little kids at school, they'll show out with certain teachers, and other teachers can't believe it when you say they cut up, because they be like, they don't do that in my class. They're on their best behavior in my class. They don't do that in my class. So you know what has happened? Sometimes kids find something. Children are very perceptive. They find something about certain adults that they make them feel like, I can try them. I can do this with them. Right? Hey, Robert, welcome in. Minister Terry says some banks will protect you if you go outside of your regular frequent, yes, geographical locations. Right. And you start making purchases that aren't like aligned with what you usually purchase as well. You must notify the bank when you can go on a vacation outside of your normal region. Exactly. Because Minister Terry, sometimes you will get out of town. You think you're about to have a blast, and then you make that purchase and they say decline. It'll say decline. And you know that you have the funds available. So you immediately call the bank and then you tell them, well, I'm in Cancun, and then they release the funds. So like you said, to prevent that, let them know from the beginning. You might see some purchases from wherever, because I'm about to go out of town. So just let them know, and then that way that's prevented. Robert says, what's up, Georgia girl? I was in Madison, Georgia, having Thanksgiving with my mom and family. All right now, Madison, Georgia. Madison, Georgia. Georgia girl, you know anything about Madison, Georgia? Those trolls something serious. Oh my, Georgia girl, yes. Trolls are something serious. You know, y'all know what I say. If they paid trolls, they would be the ones making the money. Everybody else on here wants super chat, hoping to get a super chat, glad to get a super chat, glad to get gifts, happy to get a cash out. But if they paid these trolls would be rich. If they paid the trolls would be rich. I'm telling you, they would be rich because they do their jobs well. They do their jobs well. Honestly, they don't even have to do their jobs well. They just have to do their job. Their job is to annoy you and get on your nerves, right? Hey, Betty, Retirement Days, Comfort Foods, and more. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sometimes the trolls, if the trolls got paid, listen, it would be a lucrative business because you got some people who troll you. They know you, so they go create another page. And because they can't get close to you in their normal name, they come back and troll you. Ain't that something? That's bad. That's bad. That's bad when somebody cannot resist you so much till you block them, or you maybe you don't even block them. You just don't go to their channel anymore, and you make it clear that you don't want them to come to your channel, so they go get another channel, and they just still watch, or they watch you anyway from their own channel. They just don't drop down. But guess what? The thing, I started to my monetization back on because when people send you a gift, that lets you know who's still watching. Because if you don't see them in your chat and somebody gives memberships and boom, ABCDEFG gets a gifted membership, but you never see them in your chat, that lets you know they're watching. That lets you know they're watching you. Or you go into your studio, right? And go into your community and you'll see who has the most comments. But we're talking about the ones who don't want to leave comments. It'll let you know who's looking at your stuff. It lets you know who's looking at your stuff. So, if trolls got paid, they would be rich. At least they would be rich in their books. Because, see, some of them feel like they're rich anyway. They just want to harass people. Some trolls, they don't listen, trolls do it for free. So imagine if they got paid. Imagine if they got paid. So you just have to do like what we say over here. Don't let people bother you. When you go into your YouTube studio and you see the ones who you expect to see that don't come into your chat, but they've been looking, then you know you were right. It's a couple of them. They'll never say a word, but you go into your studio, you find out who's watching you. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's insane. And something ain't right, okay? Something ain't right up there, okay? It's crazy and it's insane and something's not right. Thank you, Minister Terry says, hello, Retirement Days, Comfort Foods, and more. Good afternoon. So you guys, it's the weekend. I know some of us have our days mixed up, okay, right? Some of us have had we'll be having a 4-day weekend. We were off Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Some, went back to work Friday. Some went back to work yesterday. Some jobs, they can only let you off for Thanksgiving. So whatever day you had off, I hope that you enjoyed yourselves, okay? I hope that you spent time with family and friends, okay? I hope that you took a break from the apps, all right? And I say that because sometimes you don't necessarily have to take a break. Like, my break is like Thanksgiving. I walked. That was my me time. I exercise every day in the mornings. That's my me time. But for the holidays, I'm focused on what's going on around me and my community, my family and friends more so, having fun with them. I don't give a root and toot rip what's going on social media, unless one of them say, hey, let's do a video or something like that. But because it's going to be here. Social media knows that it has a hold on people's minds. And the sad part is, it's not just the kids. A lot of times the adults can't tell the kids because the adults are too enthralled in it themselves. Let me look on YouTube. Let me look on Facebook. It has gotten to that point where you literally say, let me, like it's a normal part of life. And I guess it is a normal part of life. But I want my normal to be let me get off here for a couple of days. That's what I want it to sound normal for me. I want that to sound normal for me. Let me get off here a couple of days. Let me make sure I take a break. Like, they used to say they paid you for Vlogmas. They ain't pay nobody. Some people say they get paid, some people say they don't. I think all that does is encourages you to do a video every day, which helps yourself. It helps you with your channel. Now, I don't know about the bigger folks. Maybe it does them. But I said, I ain't no way in the world I'm about to be on here. I did it a couple of times. I'm not going to be on here every day in December. To anybody who does it, good. I hope it helps you, because that's really what it's supposed to do, try to help your engagement, increase your audience. But I got too much stuff to do with family and friends, okay? And sometimes people are really trying to, like at the end of the day, they breaking their neck. I got to do my Vlogmas. Look, some people, they'll do like 2 or 3 in a day and they'll upload them all in the same day. However works for you. But I just realized these apps were created for us to network, which is a good thing. Vlogmas is a great thing. But when you see the outcome of some of the stuff that you do, you be like, nah, I ain't doing that no more. Or I might do it, but I'm not going to stick to the everyday thing. That's how I am about that. I'll do some, but I'm not going to stick to the everyday thing. You don't have me running raggedy. Some people run raggedy on here anyway. They cannot put the app down. They be on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. And sometimes all you gotta do is upload a video, one video to all of them. But what did y'all do? And I'm not talking about the kids and young adults. I'm talking about 40s, 50s. When we was growing up, we didn't have to have this stuff. So that's why I say a lot of that age group can't teach the kids, because they have gotten so intertwined with it themselves that they are addicted. They're addicted. So it is fun. It is meant to network. It is meant to teach. It's what the Copyright 107 says. Informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Am I on here probably usually once a day? Yeah, for one, because I usually walk. But for two, even the days I don't walk or at other times of the day, I scroll. But I've learned that I could be doing something else. You know how we quick to say, I ain't have time to do that. I ain't have time to do that. They want me to do this. I ain't have time to do that. Well, look back over your day. How much of your time you sat on social media? Lines Probably Soccer Talk is talking about having Ecclesiastes moments in your life. Yes. Please read the Holy Bible, book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verses 1 through 8, King James Version. A time and a season for everything under the sun. It's okay to have a selfish season in your life, a season all about you. Right. All about you. I learned about Ecclesiastes moments from a female rapper, life coach, and YouTuber named Love Dorsey. Love Dorsey. I think I've heard of Love Dorsey. I think I've heard that name. Yes. So just remember, don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let stressed people stress you out. And what are the favorite words over here? What do they start with? They start with an R. Rest, relax, relate to the things that you can relate to. Whatever you can't relate to, that's okay. God has it. Release the things that don't bring you joy. Release the people who don't bring you joy. Release the situations that don't bring you joy. Okay? Release that job that doesn't bring you joy. Try to have you another job before you release it. But if it's taking too much of a toll on your mental health, release it. So rest, relax, relate to what you can. Release what you don't need. Okay? Resolve the issues that you can. If you cannot resolve it, it will resolve in time. God has it. Okay? He has it. Remember who you were. Remember who you are. Remember who you would like to be. Okay? Restore some of the good that you used to do. All right? Restore some of the things about you that you enjoyed about yourselves that you haven't done in a while. Okay? Restore that fun that you used to experience by going on a vacation once or twice a year. You haven't been on vacation in 3, 4, 5 years. Okay? Rebuild, reconstruct. Okay? Restore, rebuild, reconstruct, repour. If you see your glass is half empty, some people say half empty, some people say half full. Either way it goes, half is there and half isn't. Repour. Okay? Refill, repour. Refill and repour. Okay, Georgia girl, thank you. I'm about to get out of here in a few minutes. Refill and repour. Refill and repour. Replenish. Okay? replenish a lot of the things about you, okay? Reinvent yourself. Figure out some new things that you want to do. All right? All right? Respect. Definitely respect yourself and command respect from others. If they don't respect you, release it. Release. Release. All right? Release. If they don't respect you, release. Make sure that you respect yourselves. And we're human, y'all. We're not just right, just. I tell y'all all the time, acknowledge your flaws. One of my biggest flaws is a lack of patience. A lack of patience. Sometimes I release some because I'm like, I ain't fooling with that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fooling with. We are who we are. We cannot help our personalities. As we mature and we get older, we try to do better. But a lot of times you be like, you ain't. If you're not the one to take those little slick subliminals and slick shots, you call it out. I've learned that you don't have to call it out. You can just let it go. Release it, and release the person that's doing it, right? Now, like I said, I ain't perfect. When I see that you constantly harassing me, and you kind of like picking in a way that other people don't see it as picking, but I know all of the intimate details of the situation, and I know what you're doing, I'll be petty too. I'll be petty right with you. See what I'm saying? I'll be petty right with you. If it ain't hurting you to hurt me, it ain't gonna hurt me to hurt you. And being petty, it's just nerve-wracking. Sometimes you have to meet people with the same energy. All right? Sometimes more times you gotta try to let it go. But every now and again, you gotta meet people with the same energy. Sometimes you gotta put a name on it. But you don't always have to put a name on it. Because they be knowing who they are. Right? They know who they are. Right? So don't let people bother you. Not to the point that they get your blood pressure up. Okay? Get your temperature up. Okay? Get your heart rate up. All right? Your loved ones, let me tell you something. The people who should move you to the point where your blood pressure gets up are the people who you have had lifelong commitments with and to. Your spouse, your children, your parents, your siblings, some of your old friends and classmates. Don't let these strangers will do it. Let me tell you, your job, situations with your job. Those are the things that normally gets a person's vitals up, right? But then you come on the app that wasn't meant for that, and you hear people yelling and screaming because they've allowed someone they don't really know for real, they've never probably met. Some people have met on here, but most people haven't. They allow those persons to get their vitals up. They allow those people to get their vitals up. Relationships with your fellow man. Yes. Having a proper relationship. Okay. John chapter 15, King James Version, having a proper relationship with the great Lord Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit, also fellow man. Yes. They will get your blood pressure up. They'll bother you because they're bothered. So that's why I always say over here, don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let stressed people stress you out. I know it's going to happen sometimes, but try not to let it happen routinely. Okay, try not to let it happen routinely, because it was like stressing me out. Like, why would somebody want to just follow behind me like they do? But then I realized they ain't got much going on at the house. They ain't got much going on at the house. They ain't got much. They willing to shell out money, waste money to be like you or to attempt to outdo you. And when they can't outdo you, because you always have to remember, you cannot compete where you don't compare. When people have been trained and they have been educated to do certain things, and you basically just following them, you following the lead. You just following somebody else's goals. Have your own goals, right? Short term, long term, have your own goals. Those are the goals that you are most likely to reach. And sometimes it's hard trying to reach our own goals. So just imagine trying to reach somebody else's goals. Just imagine trying to reach somebody else's goals. So it has been almost an hour. Y'all, I was about to get off here with 15 till. We got Minister Terry over here, Georgia girl, Betty from Retirement Days. Jordan came through. Okay, Lord from Switzerland came through here. Robert is in here. I appreciate you guys on this holiday weekend. It's Saturday. I know a lot of you guys are watching college football. I'm about to go in here and finish up watching some college football. I think when I left out, Tennessee and Vanderbilt were playing. Missouri and Arkansas are playing, I think. So yeah, just kick back, watch you some football. Okay, ladies, watch some football with your men. Okay, watch some football with your husbands, with your spouses, with your boyfriends, with your brothers. Your brother will be surprised if you go in there and watch football. You might get on his nerves. Because you're going to start asking a lot of questions. But just chill out. It's a nice, beautiful Saturday. Hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving again, a happy Thanksgiving. Okay? And we talked about some of the R words. That's our favorite letter over here, R. And what's another favorite word over here? Self. SELF. Self-love. If you don't love you, who will? Self-love. Self-motivation. Motivate your damn self. Motivate yourself. Don't look to others to motivate you. I don't look to motivate people anymore. I look for people who have already found motivation. I want to encourage them to continue the process. Okay? So I go and encourage. So self-love, self-motivation, self-encouragement, self-determination, self-evaluation. Sometimes we have to evaluate ourselves. Okay? All right? Self-exploration. Explore yourself a little bit more. Okay? Explore things. Take yourself to explore some new things. All right? Selfish. Y'all always know, I always say, it's not bad to be selfish. You have to be selfish sometimes. You've got to take care of you so that you will be able to continue to take care of those that you love, right? So selfish is not always a bad thing. As long as it's not done in a bad way, it's not a bad thing. It's okay to be selfish sometimes. You've got to be. You want to take care of you so that you can continue to do the things that you love about taking care of those who mean the world to you, right? Right? You're the author of your life. What do you want? Is it raining? Listen, it's raining. Y'all hear that rain? Y'all know we don't care because the head is covered, right? We covered. We about to go in, but it's raining. Sometimes you got to walk in the rain. Sometimes you got to dance in the rain. Sometimes you just got to stand in the rain. All right? You guys just got to stand in the rain. Sometimes you got to stand in the rain. Let it get washed off. All right, get that natural cleansing. Sometimes you got to stand in the rain. Sometimes you got to walk in the rain. How many of you guys used to walk to and from school? And when it rained, you still had to get home? It was dangerous sometimes because you know how it's harder to walk in the rain. You got traffic, people just driving and stuff. You got to sometimes cross train tracks. It's dangerous. But God sheltered you. He took you. He kept you, right? Sometimes you got to walk in the rain. Yep, you got to walk in the rain. You got to run in the rain. You got to dance in the rain. You got to play in the rain. Just stand in the rain. See, we walk over here, whether it's sunny, whether it's not cloudy, whether it's raining, whether it's clear. Now, we ain't no fool. We ain't going to walk when it's too hot. It's like a heat wave. We're going to protect the skin. Everybody's always talking about getting sun. Yes, you do need to get your sun. And when you're melanated, we tend to stand sun a little bit more. But don't be crazy. Don't be crazy, okay? We have to assess our skin as well for signs and symptoms of too much sun, all right? We have to assess our symptoms. People of color, we have to watch and assess our skin as well for signs of too much sun, okay? And your skin will show it in a variety of ways. Now, you may go to the doctor and they may say, well, your vitamin D is low. So you're thinking I need to get out in the sun. Protect your skin still, okay? You do need to get out, but you still need to protect your skin. The sun does not discriminate. Sometimes it may affect certain people of a certain tone more often, but it can affect anybody. So protect your skin, okay? See how that rain just cleared up? That rain ain't stopping nothing. We know when to take it in. God gives us discernment, right? So when it's too much, you just take your butt in the house, all right? So I'm about to get out of here, you guys. I already said, don't let other people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, that means somebody's chat. That means in your classroom. That means at the church. That means at the Walmart. Just maneuver around, grab your group and go. At somebody else's house, even at your own house. Listen, okay? If you are not getting along, go into another room. Go outside. I had to clear my throat. Go outside and get some fresh air. Okay? Yeah, that's your house. But if you share it with somebody and you guys aren't seeing eye to eye, go outside for a little bit. Go do something in the yard. Go to the garage. Okay? I tell you guys all the time how it's so funny to me that people on social media will get in these chats and they always got to say something. They'll see somebody they don't like. And instead of seeing and not seeing They gotta say something. They gotta throw a subliminal. Cause see, they be bothered. They make themselves bothered by the presence of somebody else. If I see somebody I don't get along with in the chat, I don't say a word to them unless they throw a subliminal at me. I'll catch it and throw it back. But listen, don't let that see and don't see. Because the same ones that be saying little stuff to people in these chats, you have to be careful about the chats that you go in. The same ones that say stuff to these people in this chat, they be at home mad at their husband, their wife, their children, their parents, or whoever lives with them, or even if they don't live with them, just in their own community, mad at people for weeks, days, weeks, and months, work together, live together, and won't say a word to each other. But get on these apps and act like they just gotta say something to somebody that don't rock with them. That's the craziest thing in the world to me. That's the craziest thing in the world to me. When you're at home, you don't get along with people. You don't open your mouth. You don't even speak. Walk around back and forth past each other in the house and won't speak. But then you get on these apps, those fingers get finger happy. You all cuddled up on the phone. You got the iPad on. You got your iPhone on. You got your Android on. You got your laptop on. You got your desktop on. You on all 4, 5, 6 social media platforms, trying to keep up in everything somebody does, trying to be in every chat, being nosy, just being nosy, right? Learn to be the driver of your life. Don't let someone else make you the passenger of your life. You will not do well chasing other people's goals. You do not do well chasing other people's goals. Follow your own goals. Follow your own passions, your own dreams. Okay? A lot of us have some of the same goals, similar goals, but the pathway there, the roads there are different. The way you get there, two people, their goal may be to lose weight, but if they have two totally different body types, they may have to take totally different journeys to lose their weight and be successful, all right? And sometimes they can have body types and take the same journey. But don't look to somebody else. Don't look to the Joneses to do what you need to do. Don't look to the Browns to do what you need to do. Take hints, okay? Take cues. Some of the things that they do can work for you. But don't try and be a duplication, okay, of someone else, a replication of someone else. You have to do things your way. Be creative. Take ideas from people and add to them, okay? Or take away a little bit from it to do something to make it work for you. Sometimes some ideas people have, they actually work for us. And that's okay. But you cannot become a direct replica of someone else. You have to do you. You have to do you. So I have told you guys, we've gone over the R words, right, that we love to talk about over here. Self is a very important 4-letter word over here. We'll go over it again. Self-love, self-motivation, self-determination, self-evaluation, self-respect, self-esteem. Focus on your self-esteem, self-control, self-reliant. Make sure that you're self-reliant, self-dependent. Okay? Okay? That self, it's a great prefix. Self-improvement. Self-improvement. It's a great prefix, okay? Do the things that you need to do to make sure that you are successful towards reaching your goals. If you don't do New Year's resolutions, you just want to be a better person, guess what? That's pretty much a resolution. Resolutions are usually positive, right? We're trying to do things to improve ourselves, to improve who we are, how we move, how we function. So if you don't want to call it a resolution, call it whatever you want to call it, but just do whatever you need to do to improve. Work on that, okay? Again, don't let people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out. If you find yourself in a misery lounge, and when I say misery lounge, I mean your home, your job, your school, a civic organization, you're a part of that, a clique, remove yourself. Grab your grip and go. GYGAG. And if they're in your space, tell them to grab their grip and go. GTGAG. Okay? Remember, we practice M&Ms over here. Moderation and modification. Moderation and modification. We're not talking about the candy coated chocolate. Okay, M&M's over here in Lions Pride means moderation and modification in all that you do, even with your exercises. If you have limitations, don't go out there trying to do things that you know you can't do. Make adjustments, modify. And if you can do the things, but you know that you don't want it to injure yourself, moderation. Okay, moderation. Practice proper form and technique. I always encourage you guys to exercise. There's nothing wrong with cardiovascular activity every day, as long as it is okay with you and your healthcare team. All right, and along with that, you want to do resistance training at least 3 days a week. Make those muscles tone, get them strong, so that you can continue to do your cardiovascular activity the way that you would like to, right? Resistance training. Women, we don't want to look like Popeye, but we want to look firm, we want to look toned, we want to look nice, right? And we want to make those muscles stronger. Make those muscles stronger, and when you get out there and you do your cardio, you'll be able to do those longer. All right? All right? You are the conductor of your life. What kind of music are you going to produce? Minister Terry has asked a lot of questions in this chat. So if you happen to catch this replay, look at those questions. Think about the questions that he's asking. Those are great questions. Over here at Lions Pride, we drop nuggets. Y'all know we do not professionally, medically, or clinically assess, diagnose, treat, evaluate, or prescribe. We do not professionally, medically, or clinically assess, diagnose, treat, evaluate, prescribe, or say that something's a cure, right? We don't do that. Those 6 things we don't do. Again, I say them all the time, all right? I might leave one out, but if you hear my lives, you know you're going to hear it every live. We don't professionally, we don't medically, we don't clinically. We have licenses, we have registrations, but I'm not your therapist, I'm not your doctor, your nurse, or your healthcare provider, or a part of your healthcare team. We're over here dropping nuggets, and the idea is when you guys drop nuggets, I pick them up. When I hope I drop a nugget or two and you pick it up, we drop nuggets to each other over here, right? We take those nuggets and we clean them off, and hopefully they become sapphires, diamonds, rubies. Hopefully you get a little couple of shells and you open up and you find some pearls, okay? All right? So we don't assess, diagnose, treat, evaluate, prescribe, or offer cures. We just drop nuggets. You need to take those nuggets, clean them up. And when I say clean them up, I mean you need to go research them. Use reputable sources and research them. Take them to your healthcare provider and discuss them. And see if they can work for you or someone that you love, okay? See if they can work for you or someone that you love. I'm about to get out of here. Guys, it's an hour and 12 minutes. Thank you, Minister Terry, for hanging in there and throwing in those words of encouragement, throwing in those biblical sources. For those who would like to go look them up, you can look them up, okay? You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. Tomorrow is Sunday. For those who are attending church, have a wonderful day of church service, okay? Have a wonderful day of church service. Whether you actually attend the building or whether you stay at home, however you do it, if you give God his praise, that's what he requires, that's what he wants, that's what he loves, okay? All right? Like I say, I don't preach to y'all because I ain't just right just. But most of us know right from wrong, right? We know right from wrong, and we know that we don't always do right. We don't, and hopefully, I hope you don't always do wrong. But we can encourage people to do things the right way, okay? Encourage ourselves to do things the right way, all right? So I'm going to get out of here, you guys. As always, I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. Without peace, what is it? There's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity roam together, play together, hold arms and hands together, eat together, sit together, if you allow that chaos and negativity to affect you too much, you might fail to prosper to your fullest potential. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to prosper. But anytime negativity and chaos dangle around and hang around too much, it could cause you not to prosper to your fullest potential. I want you guys to prosper to your fullest potential so that you can walk peacefully, patiently, and purposefully into your purpose. Okay? I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lions Pride original. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I'll see you guys Monday if it's the Lord's will, okay? We must remember, do the right thing is more than a Spike Lee movie. Come on, Pastor. Come on. Come on, Minister. Associate Minister Terry, y'all. Do the right thing is more than a Spike Lee movie. All right? It's more than that. That's why he used it. Because he knows it's more than that. I will see you guys on the next one. Again, have a wonderful night, y'all. Hope you guys got what you needed. If you did go shopping for Black Friday, hope that you ate until you were content. Georgia girl, look, she showed out over there. She showed out over there. Georgia girl gonna get me. She showed out over there. She had her good Thanksgiving dinner. She deserved it, y'all. She's been practicing a healthier diet. She told us she was gonna eat well for Thanksgiving, and she did. Okay, she deserved it. So you guys do the best that you can to eat well. But remember, it's nothing wrong with cheating a little bit, having a cheat day or two out of the week. Moderation is key. Be like a punter and kick away the negative. Be like a running back and run toward the positive. Exactly. Exactly. I say it all the time. It's a football team over here, right? Your coach is your doctor. You are the quarterback. And the rest of the healthcare team, those are the other 10 men on the field. Those are the other 10 men on the field, right? And God is the author. God is the author, because everything has to be authored, right? So have a healthcare team that you trust. And again, your doctor is your coach. You are the quarterback. Because guess what? No matter what the coach tells you, once you get on that field, you've got to direct things in a way that they work for you. So sometimes you got to go back and tell the coach, that's not working. Doctor, this did this, and I took this, and this did that, right? You have to be your biggest advocate. And he says, okay, well, let's go back to the drawing board. And you find another way to see if something will work, right? So your doctor, your healthcare providers, they're your coaches. You know, the coach has assistant coaches. He has an offensive coordinator. He has a defensive coordinator, right? He has a strength conditioning coach, right? He has a quarterback's coach. He has a running back's coach. He has a receivers coach, right? And those coaches, they try to excel and get other jobs, right? So hopefully they all have your best interests at hand. You are the quarterback. You are the captain on that team. So your doctor is the coach. The quarterback is the captain of the team. And when something's not right, you go and let them know. Okay? We talk about that all the time. It's like a basketball team, a football team, right? Because y'all know I love some football, right? So we talk about it being like a football team. And that's so funny how Minister Terry said that, because we always talk about it being like a football team. Your doctor is your coach. Make sure that your doctors are all on the same page. You may have a general practitioner, your regular family doctor, a nurse practitioner, a physician's assistant, right? And you have a specialty doctor. Make sure that the lines of communication remain open between them and between you and them, right? What do I always say? They form a circle around you. They are the atom, they are the cell, and you are the nucleus, okay? All of you guys make up the atom or the cell. You are the nucleus, okay? So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Be like a chef and chop up the negative, and be like a waiter and serve the positive. Exactly. Exactly. See, Minister Terry know what it's about over here, because that's all I do every day. I correlate things that you don't think relate, but they can relate. That's what we do over here, right? I tell you, exercising is like radar. Think of the word radar. It starts with R and ends with R. You want to start with stretching, and you want to end with stretching. R is for stretching. Your A is for your warm-up. Your D is your exercises. The second A is for what? The cool down. And the final R is what? Stretching. So you start with stretching and you end with stretching. Just like that radar word. It starts with R and it ends with R. The word level starts with L and ends with L. So he right on time over here. Okay? He right on time over here. So I will see you guys again tomorrow. If not tomorrow, hopefully I will see you guys Monday. Have a wonderful and blessed rest of your night. Have a blessed Sunday. Okay? Do whatever you need to do to get in tune spiritually. Because guess what? What do I say over here? It's not just about the physical. The walking, the exercising, it helps you physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Because it's all about your heart, your mind, your body, and soul. All right? Your heart, your mind, your body, and soul. Okay? So just try to do your best to be the better you, a better you than you were yesterday. Just like when you get up and move. And I tell you guys to keep moving. Keep moving. One step at a time. One foot in front of the other. Look at my legs move. Watch my legs move. Okay? If you didn't do it yesterday and you did it today, then you did more than you did yesterday. Continue to move. Keep moving. More than you did the day before, the week before, the month before, the year before. Okay? So I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys enjoy your night. Okay? Stay safe. Stay blessed. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.